Hello. Oh. I think we're back. Started playing U2, the free album. Went through the Herring Hotline with some technical difficulties. Well, welcome to the Herring Hotline, everyone. This is episode 10 of season 2. So welcome aboard. This is the Herring Hotline, thing where we talk all thing herring and only herring. So sponsors, we're going to start off with O'Neill. Shout out to O'Neill for sending me a wetsuit and some nice clothing to wear. Got a nice shirt. Got some sweat stretchy pants. I switch it up underneath. You probably can't tell during the show what I'm wearing for pants usually, but usually it's some sort of O'Neill sort of apparel. But yeah, shout out to O'Neill. Great wetsuits, great people. And very exciting. This week, received the Herring Hotline official herring pairing. Tavi Tequila. Shout out to these guys. The owner loves herring, and he also loves tequila, so he sent us some. So we got a bunch of different tequilas to try. We got the Platinum, and the Anejo, and the Resposado. So we kind of do a proper video breakdown of the different flavors and how they taste, but they all taste really good. So shout out to Tavi Tequila. They're out of Vancouver, but they're made on the highest mountain in Mexico or something. So that's pretty cool. Notch Supply, bamboo sporks made in Tofino. So shout out to Michael Darling and the boys for whipping these up. Herring Hotline Special Edition. Go to notchsupply.com and enter in promo code EGGFART for a promo code of, I think it's like 500% off your next purchase there. So yeah, pretty crazy deals. They are literally paying you to take them. So shout out to Notch Supply. Save the planet with a bamboo spork. And of course, the reason we're all here, Brunswick Seafood Snacks. Now, even though of their recent treachery of switching over to sardines, which we've gone into great detail here and everyone in the herring community is well aware of, still pretty good. I think their formula has improved since the beginning, but still not as good as the good old-fashioned herring, which you can see on the little Canadian flag there. That means it's real herring. This is the imposter bastard sardines. So shout out to Brunswick Seafood Snacks. If you're listening, respond to my emails, or I don't know, I just keep doing the show for you. So shout out to Brunswick. My guest today, very excited. His name is Luke Cederman. I'm not too sure how to say that in New Zealander, but he's the man behind the Raglan Surf Report. He's a very funny Instagram, and he's also got podcasts on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. He's got a lot of opinions, great personality, so he's just pretty entertaining to talk to. And the Herring Hotline reached out to him, I think a week ago, and yeah, he was very down to join up and team up with Herring. So obviously the guy's a big fan of herring, so let's hear what he has to say. So let's get Luke or Raglan Surf. Luke.
I don't even know what a herring is. What is it? It's a fish, isn't it?
It is a fish. It's like a bait fish. Welcome to the Herring Hotline.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So, I just try to figure that out because I've heard of herring before. I don't know what they are because we don't actually eat them here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the breakdown. So it all started with the original. This is a Brunswick seafood snack. Brunswick is the East Coast Canada. They make herring over there and sardines, but it's like you get them at the store. They're about, depends where you buy them. Superstore. I don't know if you guys have Superstore in New Zealand, but sometimes they're on sale for $1.20. That's usually when I load up. That's the best time to buy. But if you're desperate, $1.60 is pretty fair price, fair market value. Fortunately, guys in Tofino, West Coast, tourist destinations, they're paying like 260. So it's like it's crazy to
260.
yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. So it's like the fish itself is. Well, what are we talking here? Is it like, what's like a legal size limit?
So I'm gonna give you kind of a breakdown of what it looks like. Is they're filleted, boneless?
Was that half a fish in that tin?
There's two fillets.
2 fillets, so an entire fish then. And what are you rolling there? You got oil, you got brine. What is it? Is that flavored, scented?
So it's herring scented for sure, but
Yeah.
it's golden smoked, which is by far my favorite. It's kind of the go-to for the guys up here.
Yep.
And you can kind of see it looks sort of mashed up a little bit, but those are herring fillets. So the fish is really probably, like 6 inches. I think a shaka is about 6 inches.
Yeah, and you got no head in there, do you? No head? Well, you got a tail?
No, they're pretty much like there's some skin floating around, but for the most part, it's basically yeah, it's basically just like meat. There's no bones. They took those out somehow.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, like I've never seen like just one single entire fish basically in a can. Like I knew we were talking about fish. So I bought this. Like I've got this here, which is, like you said, is a can of sardines.
Mhm.
But I'm not going to eat this because this is horse shit. This brand of sardines is with tomato sauce, and I just found it in the cupboard, and I'm not fucking with this. Like I'm not going to touch that. I'd love to eat some fish with you, but I'm not. Yeah,
Fair enough. Well, yeah, and honestly, I've had tomato basted stuff before, and it does taste like salty garbage.
Yeah. Well, I've tried it before, and I can't remember the specific flavor. I just all I remember is the feeling of immense disappointment. That was like quite overwhelming. So I don't remember the specifics. I just remember how I felt emotionally after eating sardines with tomato sauce.
How did it make you feel?
Just awful, just really bad.
Really bad.
That's all I can remember. So, like I said, no specific taste or flavor, just hurt, and pain within my body and soul.
Yeah, you just remember like the sheer emotion.
Yeah, basically the emotion. Yeah.
Totally,
So
and
I'm not going to touch this. I'm not touching that.
fair enough. Shouldn't even brought them on. They don't even deserve a shout out. Those guys, whoever they are.
Well, I contemplated it. I contemplated it first because I figured you would be eating some of those herring, and I thought, shit, I'm coming on your show. I should probably be eating some fish as well in solidarity with you eating your fish. I don't want to feel left out, but then I realized that this was a bad idea, mainly because they are tomato sardines.
Yeah, no, it's not a great option to be honest for you, but I appreciate the effort for sure. The herring community, all the listeners out there, really appreciate it.
Yeah, is it quite? You've got like quite a strong like community of herring aficionados and fans, I guess, enthusiasts.
Yeah, it's taken off pretty well here. I think partly, we love a good value, and then when that value actually tastes good and it's full of all kinds of nutrients and stuff, especially for surfers out here, everyone's looking for like a cheap, easy snack you can pack into a jet ski or just throw 100 cans into your vehicle and go drive somewhere for the weekend. It's
Yeah.
one of the best options out there, apart from attracting bears, which we have a lot of here. And that's something we don't bring up enough actually on the Herring Hotline is bears. Like, be careful if you're eating a lot of this because bears do smell it and they love herring too.
Oh, okay. So they'll veer off because their natural diet would consist mainly of salmon, wouldn't it?
But they also eat blueberries and blackberries and things too. So they'll eat pretty much anything. But the classic is the salmon. Like you always see the videos of them like grabbing salmon out of the river. But they definitely eat herring. Like where I live here in Comox Valley on Vancouver Island, we have a herring run and there's a big herring fleet. And the water actually gets full of their jizz and it turns it this beautiful emerald color. So it looks like the Caribbean kind of, so it's really pretty, but like you can straight up like taste it in the water. It's very neon teal color and it's salty, like it's a saltier, thicker taste.
And that's herring semen.
Yeah, they just jizz everywhere. Like it's full. Like the ocean is full of their jizz. It's pretty amazing, actually.
But then you have the female herring. Will they release eggs as well?
Yeah, it's just a
So
big
then that's
cesspool.
so there's no like no penetration or anything like that. No penetratory kind of activity between the female and the male.
Well, I don't know. I know they have like a big herring run, so like once a year they'll do the proper like shoot their eggs out and the sperm out. But maybe like during the off season they just do it for fun and they don't have kids, obviously.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Fun. Yeah,
actually know too much about the off season marrying or herring mating schedule, but it's a
yeah.
good
I guess they
question.
got to do something. They got to do something with their jizz in the off season. So I don't know. Unload it, unleash it on unsuspecting swimmers.
Well, judging by the sheer quantity of it in the fall here, it's almost like they actually do save it up all winter
Mm.
and summer.
So you have a whole lot of blue-balled herring out there, just ready to unleash it.
It, like I don't know what the numbers are, but like the entire ocean is the color, and like they don't take up the whole ocean, just the little fish. So there's a lot of jizz coming out.
Yeah, that's a lot of fish, a lot of jizz from a lot of fish.
So it's definitely a cool time. Like when you look at the water, it looks pretty special. And the herring fleets are all out there. Like I don't know how long they're allowed to fish for, but when it's go time, there's like 100 boats in the water and they're just hammering herring. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. How many of those tins would you go through? Like, how many would you eat a day? Like on a regular day?
On an average day, I put back sort of like 2 to 3, depending on time and how I'm feeling. So one big thing with the COVID, why I was doing a lot of it is, so this is an original herring can. This is actually sardines. They've kind of done a bit of a conspiracy lately where they switched from herring, which is like, it's got a little maple leaf there. It's got 70% of your daily intake of vitamin D. They changed it to sardines, which went from 70% to 20% of your vitamin D. So they essentially sucked all the vitamin D out. And I've done some tutorials on like crushing up vitamin D and putting it in here to supplement it. But apparently for COVID, vitamin D is like, it helps.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say they're essentially like they're adding to the COVID numbers potentially, or at least part of the spread. They're basically fucking everyone over, aren't they? Physically.
Well, yeah, at first I was just pissed off because it didn't taste as good, but like in the grand scheme of things, like they are actually killing people.
Yeah, they're basically killing people. Yeah. So what are they swapping out? Are they still calling it sardine, or are they just finding the biggest sardine and cutting it in half and chucking it in there?
So I'll show you on the original can. It said in really fine print here. It's probably backwards, but it says herring there by my finger. So now they kind of stealthily changed it. So now it's this, and it does say sardine, but it's really hard to see. So like the difference is, it's kind of sneaky.
Those motherfuckers, eh?
Yeah, it was like, needless to say, there was a lot of people hurt. A lot of people were upset.
I'd imagine people would be bloody up in arms about that. That's
disgusting. Like we really had a big movement going here. There was a lot of people. Like we were clearing shelves and like I don't know if maybe we actually we took all the herring possibly. So it might have been our fault. We don't really know.
Oh, it could have potentially overfished the herring stocks.
But we don't know if there's any left.
Well, that could fuck you up a little bit, I guess. Are they do you guys like tin sprats or anything like that as well? Just any small fish, or is it specifically the two species?
Seems like sardines are definitely like the more popular one out there.
Super slow.
Oh, sorry. Is it lagging?
No, we're good now. It's back.
We good? I'm gonna turn it up a bit too. I can hear. Oh yeah, it was only at half volume. That was weird. Oh yeah, that's I can hear you way clearer now. So like, what do you guys mess with in New Zealand? What do you got? What do you got to deal with?
In terms of, what are we talking? Broad spectrum?
Yeah, canned fish for the most part, I would say. Like small stuff, I said. Let's keep it the same sort of ballpark.
Yeah. We've got, we've obviously got sardines. We don't have herring. I don't think we even have that species in our waters. We do a lot of tin tuna, mackerel as well. But most of the time we eat a lot of fresh fish. It's less about the tin stuff, but I don't mind a tin of canned tuna.
Canned tuna is delicious. It's
Yeah.
probably like, bang for your buck. It's expensive, but well, actually, how much is a can of tuna in New Zealand?
For 185 gram tin, it's around between $2 and $2.50. So it's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that is solid. That's a really good deal, actually.
Yeah. No, that's pretty good. Depending on the supermarket, some supermarkets are like $3.50, even $4 for the same brand, and it depends on the brand as well. But it's all the same fish, really, so it doesn't matter too much.
Marley's asking about your salmon situation. Do you have much salmon there?
In the South Island, there's salmon.
Nice.
You were saying you were down the South Island. Was it last year or the year before? Or you
Yeah,
went
actually, yeah. I brought this photo. This is me in Raglan.
Oh, that's in Raglan. Yeah, I know where that is. That's up the top of the car park at Manu Bay, is it?
Yep.
Probably. Yeah. I was there just earlier.
Nice. Yeah, you take a lot of your videos there. There's a lot of good view of the surf reports, which you do.
Yeah, you can see about everything from there. It's you feel like the King Dick of the Point out there, looking down on all the little peasants. Yeah, peasants.
So with your Raglan Surf Report, what exactly does it entail? Like it's mostly you're just giving the update on the surf, or is it mostly lifestyle? Like how what us Canadians? Well, how would you describe it to us?
Well, I don't think I've ever once in my life done an actual report on the surf, like on the current conditions. It's more of an observation, my point of view, on surf culture, really. So it's more of a report in that sense, as opposed to your, I guess, your cliche surf report, which would be the waves are 3 foot and it's offshore. There's 17 people out, whatever the fuck that is. So it's more of my observations about surf culture.
Nice. My sister, so she lives in Wanaka, and that's who we went down there to visit. So we did a full trip of the South Island, and then we came up and stayed at James's place, which is her boyfriend, who's from New Zealand. His family has a place in Raglan, and we stayed there for Christmas. But that's where when the photo was taken. But she got me onto your podcast. She's a big fan. So shout out to Carly.
Shout out. What? Wait, you mean she listens to the podcast?
She was referring to the Instagram. I don't know if
Oh,
she was
okay.
talking about the podcast, but that's pretty awesome. You have a podcast. Is it different from the Instagram?
I don't really know. I'm not sure what really the podcast is. I'm 34 episodes deep, and I'm still not sure what it is. And I wasn't even aware anyone listened to it. So it's good. It's always good to hear that people actually listen to it, which is pretty cool. Because it's basically just myself and a buddy of mine, or whoever I can rope into doing it, talking absolute shit for about an hour. Which, I mean, essentially that's what all podcasts are. But yeah, I guess it's more elaborate, and I go in a little bit more depth about the topics and the subjects that I talk about on my Instagram videos. I think that made sense.
Makes sense. One thing that you brought up recently, which I was wanting to ask you about, Sharkocolypse you've been talking about, is it anything to do with sharks in your area not getting herring? Was one thing first thing that came to my mind, but I was curious to what's going on with that.
Yeah, so there's been like over the past few days, there's been like a sharkdemic or sharkocolypse, whatever you want to call it, and I think in the beaches around the North Island there was, I think, 3 or 4 sightings of sharks over the entire country over the last weekend, which is, that's a huge number of sharks to be seen in the ocean, and people have been pretty alarmed about this, and I'm not sure what all the shark sightings or all the shark activity is due to. But like you said, I don't think it's herring because they don't usually eat herring. They've got plenty of food here. I think it's more of a case of probably just summertime, I think. Yeah, because no one's really at the beach during winter because it's shit here in winter. So I guess that's what do you put it down to?
So it's no one's getting eaten yet, but it's mostly just a lot of sharks being sighted currently.
Oh no! Someone got eaten like about a month ago, but
Oh
apart from
wow.
that, it's been fine. Yeah.
How many people get eaten per year there? We don't have sharks here.
Uh, not enough. Not enough. Like yeah, barely even a person per year.
It's like a
And
fraction of a person, kind of like a part
yeah,
of them gets taken.
well, not even a part. Like we get, it's probably works out to be about a hand. You know, like maybe 1/8 of a person per year. Because I think it's like one fatality every 8 years or something. The last one was like 8 years ago, and then we had one. Yeah, so it's pretty much every 8 years. So 1/8 of a person per year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we're quite we're lagging kind of in shark attack statistics, like internationally. So oh man, it'd be good to get that number back up to compete with the rest of the world.
Fair enough. Like so, that's probably you got to get the prime minister as like. Do you guys have goals and stuff there? You could add that to the list of 2021 goals.
Well, yeah, we've got goals. We've got goals. I mean, most of them are like, you know, less unemployment, more housing, all that sort of shit. But no one's really talked about like upping the shark attacks to really compete with the rest of the world yet. So maybe that's something that can try and promote maybe over the coming summer months that we have there. Wait, how many fucking cans have you eaten now? What's that? Number 3? Number
Is
4?
number 5.
Number 5. So is this your whole thing? You sit there and you talk to someone and you eat as many of those as you can.
I'm like kind of nervous right now, so I just kind of nervous eat. That's kind of how it works. And like I won't notice this until after the show, and I'll be in a lot of pain. But yeah, I'll put like 400 grams of protein into my body.
And how quickly is that going to move through your system?
It's pretty good. Like I don't know what the deal is. People expect like I sometimes give updates the morning after the show to like let people know how my body is doing. Like but the first like dump of the day is pretty much on time on average, and it's not ridiculously huge. It's a very average, and it like morning poo always feels good. But yeah,
Mm.
they're not really that slippery, Ryan Mountain. Good question, but they're pretty. I would say just average. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's not like a spectacularly easy poo in the morning. It's just regular.
Yeah, very normal. Like eight
Yeah.
o'clock, 8 o'clock. I have my coffee. It's there. Once I hear the coffee going, it pretty much starts things, and I'm like scrambling to get the coffee done before I can go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
The smell, like you guys, coffee. Oh, you want to talk about coffee? Raglan roast, great spot.
Oh,
Huge
Raglan
fan.
roast. Yeah, it's good stuff, eh? That'll get you on the
Uh,
shit of Cook Smart, won't it? Oh, you got
so
the stick there? The coat of arms or whatever that thing's called?
yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
really. Yeah.
we take pride in our coffee over here. I mean, what's the coffee like over your ways?
In comparison, it's awful. It's like we're like a third world, fourth world country. It's embarrassing.
Do you like, how do you have your coffees? Do you have like espresso sort of deal or filtered coffee or, yeah, what are you rocking with?
It's been quite a journey, to be honest. I think I started out like everyone does drip coffee here for the most part. So like through high
Yeah,
school, growing up, it's drip coffee, and honestly, I'll still drink it. I'm not that picky, but I have moved on to like full on espresso now. Like I can't. That's what I drink like every day. I usually do a latte or I don't like flat whites as much as latte, but I do like flat whites, and I know that you guys are big into flat whites.
yeah, we're a bit of a flat white culture. But that whole drip coffee thing, I'm not even sure. I've never seen anyone over here even
Yeah.
attempt to make that shit.
Well, it's crazy. Like I remember, it's pretty awesome. Like for me going over there, like I liked espresso and just having it everywhere. Like there was a trailer, a dirty trailer that was a Subway in a gas station, like outside, and I went up to it and they made me espresso.
Mm.
Like you would get like dirt coffee here, which would be just like gross drip coffee, and they
Yeah.
still serve espresso.
No, we're very proud of our coffee, and we're big coffee snobs. Like, yeah, we'll have a good whinge, have a good complaint about it if someone makes us a shit coffee. Obviously
Hmm.
we're not gonna, go up to a cafe owner or something and say, hey, my coffee was terrible. We'll just talk about it to all our friends so that they don't actually rectify their problems that they have with their coffee. Real passive shit.
But it's all about talking shit.
What's that? Sorry.
Okay, but hard sugar bag bite. It's mostly about just talking shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Um, so you're friends with Kelly. I've been actively trying to become friends with Kelly Slater,
Yep,
and
yep.
I was curious because I recently just watched the um, the documentary Momentum Generation,
Mm,
and I thought you could shed some light on the high five conspiracy theory because you knowing Kelly, and for those who don't
yeah,
know, also it's the high five conspiracy is like in the '90s there was like a world tour event where Kelly purposely high fived Rob Machado after a wave to draw him like inside so Kelly could beat him to priority, and then Kelly ended up winning the world title. And I was wondering if you had some inside information on if that was true or not, because Kelly denies it. Rob, I think, is unsure.
yeah. Well, that's a tricky one, and I don't really want to hit Kelly up about that. I don't know. I think he's not that stoked with me at the moment. I've featured him in a few of my videos and talked about him a bit on my podcast. And he's been ghosting me lately. He hasn't been replying to any of my DMs or anything like that ever. So I don't know how he feels about me now. Like, I would pose that question to him, ask him if that was intentional for him, going for that high five to get priority on Ron Machado. But ultimately, I think it would have been like, you've seen that guy compete, and me knowing him, well, not personally, but being friends with him on the internet, I can definitely say that that's within his character to pull off a move like that. Because the guy's like anything to win, right? So, I mean, it's a pretty good tactical move, and it's probably something that he came up with, on the fly in that moment.
Yeah, so I kind of think he did it too. He's like kind of a like.
But he's a prick. Yeah, yeah. No, he would have done it for sure.
We have a couple of fan submitted questions. One, which is always a good one, especially in your situation, you would be able to shed a lot of light on this. Uh, I didn't want to say. Someone's asked if it was like what the best kookery of all time at Raglan was. I don't know. That might be a really hard one to answer, but I was thinking lately, like over you just have the holidays, so I wonder if you could share a story of some good Raglan kookery lately.
Well, like, you mean like kooks out in the surf, or kookery? What is that? What kind of word are we talking? What is that? Kookery?
Yeah, I think it pertains mostly to surf, but like really, kook kind of
Yeah.
is more of a way of life, so it doesn't have to be surfing. My first instinct was surfing, but now that you say it, it could be whatever you want.
I personally, I don't actually believe in kooks. I think everyone is just trying their best, and there are some people that have learnt how to progress forward in whatever it is that they may be doing, and there's others that are still in the learning stages of life. And some people may call those people kooks because they're trying and they're failing, sometimes in quite comical ways. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't say kook, because that has, like, it's quite negative towards people that are just trying their best. Um, but in saying that, there's been heaps of fucking kooks like taking their cars down into the mud flats and getting stuck, which is actually pretty funny because it's such a stupid thing to do. And then just generally, like, people getting run over at the surf points all the time, every day. But I mean, they're not, like I said, they're not really kooks. They're just people that they haven't achieved a lot of success yet in their life, and they probably never will. But they're trying, and that's what really counts. But yeah,
Huh. Well, it's more of like it's just a nonstop struggle. that will continue forever.
Yeah, yeah. It's like people that they haven't really achieved or reached any goals because they don't have the talent to do that or the coordination or whatever it may be. So they're forever in that realm, that kind of, I guess, that purgatory of kookdom. So, yeah, but I don't want to say anything negative about those people because they are trying and obviously failing constantly over and over and over again for eternity. But they're trying, and you got to give them credit for that.
Absolutely. I had another idea, possibly, for another sort of collab between the two of us.
Yep.
Or you could just take it, run with it. We have like zero copyright on the Herring Hotline. But, so you have Raglan Surf Report. I was thinking Raglan Herring Report. Thoughts?
From here, I'm not sure how that would work because we don't have herring here. Like there wouldn't really be anything to report on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could send you some.
Some herring.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do that anyway. Like, I feel like you need to try some. I have a very limited supply because they don't sell us anymore of the official herring, and I'm going to send you some after the show. I have no idea if it will get you there or how. Like, I'm just figuring out how mail works right now. Like,
yeah, it's actually quite difficult. I would say hang on to that because from what you were telling me before, I could almost see, tinned herring become somewhat like Bitcoin. The stock, the value of herring could go up. If you're telling me what you did before is actually true, that potentially all the herring stocks have been fished to extinction, then you may be holding onto gold in your hands.
well, I don't do this for the money. I do it for spreading the joy of herring. So I would do that for you to get you. Just I would like to see you try it. It's all about spreading the joy of herring for me.
Yeah, but then what happens? Okay, I'll paint you this picture, little scenario here. You send me herring, I fucking love it, and then I can't get my hands on herring anymore, and you've ruined my life.
Are you willing to take that risk?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so because we've got pretty good fish here, so I think I could probably find a herring substitute.
Like, it's really, like, in the grand scheme of fish, it's not the best fish in the world. Bang for your buck, great. Super oily,
Yeah.
smells like salty, super fishy garbage, kind of. But the taste is surprising. So, like, you smell it, you open it, and everyone is like, that smells like shit. But upon first taste, you realize it's not as bad as the smell. So I think that it sets the bar low, and then it brings it back up again when you taste it.
Yeah, and
It's
price point, obviously. And then you were
price point.
saying, what, 70% of your daily intake of vitamin D? Full
Totally.
omega-3s? What else we got? A fantastic source of protein.
Yeah, so one can is 17 grams of protein. So 17 so far 17 times, and actually to sardines' credit, it has 18 grams of protein, so a little bit more of protein in the sardines.
That's pretty good, yeah.
2 grams of omega 3s, so good for your spine. So like I feel like I've got a bad back. After I eat all these cans, I wake up in the morning and sometimes I have like herring night sweats where I wake up sweating and I smell, but if that doesn't happen, my body feels really good in the morning, and I think that's the omega 3s.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind some omega-3s because I've got like really sore knee joints from surfing too good, and I almost need to like lubricate those with a few omega-3s.
Well, it's crazy. Like you put back like 5 or 6 cans, and all that protein surging through your body with the omegas, it does something for you for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I bet it does. And what kind of how many omega-3s you got in sardines? Because I mean, hold on, I'm going to find this tin and see what I got. See, I'll tell you the nutritional value. Fuck, what have we got in here? I couldn't tell you. 15 grams. I don't know. There's way too many numbers and things on here. 0.4 grams of omega-3 acids.
Oh, so that's really lacking. Wow.
Yeah, it's not very good at all. Like I said, this is a very shit tin of sardines. So I don't know, maybe the ones without tomato sauce have more omega-3s. Might be some kind of omega-3 acids with the citric acid of a tomato plant. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a combination of everything. Like, I'll go through some of the other stuff that's not really like the main advertised parts, but like, I don't, do you know what selenium is?
Yeah, selenium. So that's from a selenium husk. So that's what they put in diuretic sort of medications that make you shit yourself. So I assume they put some of that in the fish, tin fish.
It's 80% of your daily intake.
It's selenium.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So vitamin D, 70%. We went over that. Iron, 6%, which like I'm kind of surprised it's that low. I thought it would be higher. Calcium, 6%. Vitamin C, there's vitamin C in here, which is weird.
Other
2%.
bonus.
Yeah, vitamin A, 2%. Sodium, are you a fan of a lot of sodium in your body?
No, well, yeah, no, not for me, because I'm in my late, almost 30 now, and I need to cut down on sodium for health.
So it's got 320 milligrams, not grams, of sodium, which is, I think, a lot. Not going to sugarcoat it. That's definitely a lot. And
It's a
then
big number.
it's got 100 milligrams of cholesterol, which I think the jury's kind of all over the place on if cholesterol is actually bad for you or not. It seems like everyone's talking about it not being bad for you, but some people
Well,
say it is.
there is good cholesterol and there's bad cholesterol, so you got to keep that in mind when you're measuring your cholesterol intake.
So they don't specify if it's the good or the bad one. They just say cholesterol. So like you kind of have to assume it's the bad one.
Is there a smiley face next to it or a frowny face?
It's just
No.
cholesterol and then the French version
Oh,
beside it.
fuck. See, that's where it gets confusing. If it doesn't have the smiley face or the frowny face next to the cholesterol, then it's hard to tell if it's the good one or the bad one. So that's the roll of the dice, I think.
Is that what they do? Like they have a smiley face there? Because we don't have smiley faces.
No, no, not on that one.
Jack Soleil, Kelly Slater should be on this stuff. You know what? He's probably already on it, and this is a secret. Hence why he won't talk to me or, yeah. Like, right? That's
Well,
probably
no,
why.
apparently Kelly Slater, he's on stem cells.
Mm.
He's doing stem cells. He just gets the little stem cells, dries them out, chops it up, stem cells up the nose. That's how he remains to be so youthful and spry and springy and surfs so well for a 49-year-old.
Yeah, like I've heard like Jeff Bezos, he has like a rowing team in like university that he siphons their blood and puts it into his body.
Yeah, because it's far more oxygenated,
Yeah.
more red blood cells or something, which carry
I
the
don't
oxygen
know.
in the body.
It's like the young blood, I think, too. I think it has stem cells in it, in the blood as well. So he's getting all that good young man stem cell.
Yeah. Well, we actually had some rumors swirling around here that our prime minister was in fact she had a whole bunch of caged children under the Beehive, which is the presidential building of New Zealand. So she was keeping a whole bunch of children down there, and using their blood to remain youthful like a vampire.
How old is
And
she?
she's 40. She's 40, but you'd think she's 42, so she needs it. She probably needs it.
Seems a bit young to be putting in that much effort to hide children.
Yeah, you'd think if you were like, siphoning children's blood, you'd do it when you're at least, 60.
But like you don't rise to the position of power without being like eager. So it kind of makes
There's got to
sense when
be
you think
some,
about it.
I mean, if you look at it like this, there has to be some real incentive to get that heavily invested into politics. She's taken away 400 grand a year, which is, you could become a CEO of a company or, do something else to get 400 grand a year without the stress and responsibility of being the head of a country. So there's got to be some other incentive in it. So, I mean, whether that's, siphoning the children's blood for your, physical gain, I don't know. It's all theories that have been thrown out there at the moment.
Do you think it's possible? Like,
Oh, absolutely not. But the shit that you read on Facebook is pretty fucking interesting, especially in the last year. And that's one of them. You all right?
Yeah, I got some herring in the back of the throat. Whew, yeah.
Wait, how many tins is that? Is that 5 or 6?
It's 7.
Oh, for fuck's sake. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, things really stuck back there. I think I kind of breathed in at the same time while.
You're not. You're not a big guy though. Like, how do you even do that? I don't understand the whole physics of it.
Like I said, after this show, I'll be in quite a bit of pain. But right now, I'm like, I don't know, I'm just getting I'm getting the tequila in me, and it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't hurt too bad right now. But usually, like when I go to bed, it's I have a lot. There's a lot of food in me. It's too much food.
It's just sitting there, isn't it? Sitting there.
Yeah, there's got to be a window.
Well, that tequila will aid in the digestion, though. It's like an aperitif, as the French call it, right? An aperitif, where it aids the digestion of your food.
Yeah, I should go for a walk or something.
Is that straight tequila, or you mix that with something?
No, it's just straight tequila. These guys were nice enough to send me some, and it's actually. Oh, that's why I dropped herring in here, and I drank. That's why it's stuck in my throat. There's herring bits in my. So that's why it's stuck in my throat. But yeah, the Tavi Tequila, they're from Vancouver here, so it's like a Canadian company. The guy I talked to him, the owner, he loves herring, which was great, and so he wanted to share some tequila with me, which was super nice of him. So shout out to those guys.
That's fucking awesome. That's a
bottle. Yeah, it's like it looks like cologne, and there's like a chick in there.
Wow.
I know. Awesome.
Well, there's a oh shit. Right.
We good.
And it's smooth, easy to drink.
Yeah, like I drink it straight. It's this one. This one's the Neho, which I don't know what that means, but I probably should. It's kind of got like a caramel flavor to it. Do you guys like tequila? Do you guys drink much tequila in New Zealand?
Well, some people like it. A lot of people, I think, are put off because as young children or teenagers, we're introduced to tequila by drinking this fucking filthy, dirty shit. Mm-hmm. And so I think that puts a lot of people off. You know, many New Zealanders have had terrible experiences on tequila because we've been brought up drinking absolute shit tequila. And it's always been a little bit difficult to get your hands on some good quality stuff. But I think it's pretty popular as long as you get the good stuff. Yeah, like I feel like we still get a good selection of tequila up here, but like it's not like going to the States or then obviously Mexico, you get the best tequila. But you got to spend like over $100 to get some proper good tequila here. But yeah, it's awesome. My one buddy Sean Sanger, shout out. He put me onto tequila. Like you're like not just like the classic like blackout cheap tequila, but like decent like $40 tequila, and we just started drinking that, and now it's like all I drink for like parties and stuff. It's like I don't know, it's way more fun. You don't get like I don't know, I feel like the hangovers are worse on regular tequila or on like just like rye whiskey and stuff. Yeah, on the cheap shit.
Yeah. And it's like a more fun drunk too. You get like kind of like I don't know, high is the right word, but you get fired up.
No, you don't get kind of like all sloppy and droopy and shit, like off beer or some other spirits. I really like tequila actually, but it's just fucking expensive here. Yeah, it's like $100 at least for a bottle of Patron or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Patron, like I think it's pretty good, but like I think it's kind of like they have really good marketing, and they're not like all the tequila snobs I know. They don't like Patron because they say it's kind of just like it has a name, but it's actually not like the best quality.
Yeah.
I should see. I don't know what the deal is with shipping booze. I should send you a bottle of this stuff.
Oh, that's an absolute nightmare. Yeah. I wouldn't worry about that. I appreciate it though, but sending stuff overseas is an absolute nightmare.
We sent a snowmobile once to New Zealand. I'm sure we can figure it out.
Sent a snowmobile?
Yeah, like for whatever reason, snowmobiles in New Zealand are like way more expensive than in Canada,
Mm.
and it was cheaper to buy one in Canada and then us send it in a shipping container to New Zealand.
Ugh.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Jet skis are the mountain, aren't they?
Yeah, they're literally mountain jet skis.
Yeah.
I wonder if like the importing, like, well, no, importing was cheap, I guess, but like maybe that's why jet ski or ski-doos and stuff are so expensive because your prime minister needs that money for children's blood.
Yeah, I don't know if she personally takes like the GST and the importing taxes, but like I don't know, I'll look into it. I'm sure there'll be something on the internet and the deep web with a conspiracy theory in regards to that.
Yeah, no, just a thought. But I'll look in to see if I can send you some. I think it'd be kind of cool to see what you think. If you like tequila, this stuff's really good. Or and get you some herring and tequila, and you can give me a
Oh,
breakdown what you think.
I'd be a pig in shit. I'd be very happy.
hmm
I'd
I
be
would love to
banging
get
it.
back to New Zealand too. Such a beautiful place. So stoked on it.
Good, hey, good luck. Good luck. It's not happening anytime soon, unfortunately. We're completely locked down. Unless you are a New Zealander and you're returning home, there's pretty much no chance.
Have you ever been to Canada?
No, I haven't been to Canada. I'd quite like to go to Canada. It looks like a nice place. You Canadians all seem like, I mean, not all of you. There's obviously some horrible Canadians, but you know, the majority of you seem like pretty good people. I've always thought, and a lot of people probably share this thought that Canadians are like the New Zealanders of the North American part thing there, you know, and you know, and then you've got people from the US, and they're like Australians, and then you guys are more New Zealanders, and vice versa.
No, that's I did find, especially Vancouver Island here. It's very similar to well, New Zealand. It reminded me of New Zealand, the South Island especially, but everything in New Zealand was just like Vancouver Island, Canada, on like steroids. Like all the mountains were just like way more jacked up. Surf was just a million times better. I found the people were nicer too, honestly. Like I liked it. I liked it a lot. I could move there for sure if I
Oh,
was allowed.
the people down south are a lot nicer than the assholes up north. I think
Fair
because
enough.
there's a lot less people. The population of the South Island's only about 800,000, and then you've got what, like 4.5 or something like that, 4.5 million in the North Island. So the people down south, especially far down south, there's fuck all people there, so they don't get jaded by dealing with a whole bunch of assholes like you do, you know, around the North Island.
No, fair enough. We were there. It was pretty quiet in the North Island, and I thought everyone was pretty nice, but it was not super busy either. South Island was awesome too. It's just such a beautiful place. Big fan of Lord of the Rings. Went to the Weta workshop and got to see the trolls and stuff. Super stoked on that.
The Trolls, is that where they have like they got some big kind of sculpture statue things there?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard it's pretty impressive the shit that those guys do.
yeah, it was. I was pretty stoked. I was a big fan of Lord of the Rings, so me and my girlfriend went around. She was not as stoked, but we did all the stops.
So she didn't quite appreciate it. She's not a huge fan of the trilogy. Wait, how many movies they got? They got like 6 or something?
Three that are important. The rest, I don't know how
Oh, The
sentimental you
Hobbit.
guys are about The Hobbit, but I was let down. I don't know. It's not the same. It's pretty. You set the bar so high with the Lord of the Rings trilogy that it seemed like it just was doomed for failure from the beginning.
Yeah, I think I watched like one of those Hobbit ones, and it was like, I think it was a bunch of hobbits getting chased by a spider for about 2 hours, and I thought, hey, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it's you should start if you've never seen it, start with The Hobbit and then work your way up, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. But if you start with The Lord of the Rings, work your way down, it's not good.
Yeah, no, I've seen. I think I've seen Lord of the Rings. I don't know. That's a common thing that a lot of international visitors will ask us. Oh, yeah, I came here because I'm a fan of Lord of the Rings. And a lot of people think that New Zealanders will share that enthusiasm for this movie series, but it's not really the case. I know a lot of New Zealanders haven't even seen the movies.
Oh, it's like I feel like it's one of the best like series ever made. You guys should be proud of it at least.
Yeah, nah,
What's
I
your
don't know.
favorite movie?
All the Jurassic Park movies, basically.
Mm,
Yeah, they're terrible. Apart from the first one was great, but I just like seeing dinosaurs. That's it. I just like dinosaurs.
okay.
So yeah, they can make the shittest movie with no real plot, no storyline, and if it's got some cool CGI dinosaurs, I'm in.
To each his own, I guess.
Yeah, well, the first one was good. The first one was good,
Yeah, I
but
was a
then
fan.
the rest was shit. But
Okay,
it's got CGI dinosaurs, so can't beat it really.
fair enough. Well, I think we're getting close to running out of time here. Crazy how fast an hour goes by, but after this, I know you were kind of in the dark about herring. What are your thoughts on herring now that I've kind of shown you some of the basics of herring?
Well, from what I've seen, you've eaten what? Was it 7 or 8 cans? How many?
7.
Well, either that's like herring is delicious and it's worth eating, or you're an insane person. So I'm not sure. And after talking to you for about an hour, I'm still really really unsure.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm definitely keen to try herring because it's something I've never even tried. Um, so yeah, and it's got to be better than sardines and tomato sauce.
Yeah, I definitely can guarantee that. I'll have to figure out a way to get you some so you can try it, but it's definitely better than that because that's like the worst thing I've ever tasted is the sardines in tomato sauce. I don't know how they can afford to make that into a product to sell to people.
I don't know why they would do it, and I'm not sure who. Well, clearly I've bought it, or someone around here's bought it, but I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure how long it's been here for.
You sure you don't
But
want to try it for the fans? There's some people egging you on to try it.
no, 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 no. I don't want to. I don't want to eat
Okay.
this. Like I said, I had a terrible experience last time, and I don't want to put myself through that again emotionally. So I'm just going to
Okay.
put it over here, and I'll leave it there for eternity.
Okay. Well, before we wrap up, do you have a message for the herring community?
Stay strong. Keep doing your thing. Be proud of herring and what they provide, which is obviously a lot of omega-3s, vitamin D, and from what I've heard, a lot of flavor. So yeah, just keep doing your thing and keep eating herring. Um, yeah,
Wow.
that's it.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming on the show and spreading your wisdom and your perspective from New Zealand. It's the herring community appreciates you, and thank you so much for coming on.
Sweet. Cheers. Thanks.
Luke
Cheers for
Cederman,
coming.
everybody.
All right. How do I stop this?
I'll turn you off. Oh, Jesus. Wow, that was great. Shout out to Luke Cederman from Raglan Surf Report for coming on. Guys, awesome. Cool to hear a perspective from way down on the other side of the planet. So, new record, one more can. No, I'll tie my record. All right, yeah. So 8 is the most I've put back in a show. Thanks, Morley. I'll do one more for Ocean Gamblers. 8 cans here. Yeah, just thanks everybody for tuning in. Damn, that's good. So I'll do 8 cans. I'm feeling good. I could do 9, I bet. I'm gonna run out of time here pretty quick, any minute now. But, oh baby. So, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'm gonna go for 8 cans right now. Oh yeah, baby. I'm not gonna do 9. I'm not gonna have time. save 9 for the finale. I've got some guests coming up. And I have guests. I'll let you know when they decide to come on the show. I was also going to do an eat-off with 3 cats. I'm still teeing that up, so stay tuned for that. The cats are hungry. They're indoors, so I was hoping to get some outdoor cats. They're not available. It's hard to get 3 outdoor cats right now. I don't know. People are afraid of COVID. But indoor cats are available, so I'm getting 3 of them. I'm going to have an eat-off with those. And I got some people that are going to come on the show. Oh, headphones popping up. And then put back my 8 cam, and then we are done here. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for spreading the joy of herring. Shout out to New Zealand for taking part. Oh, I put too much in my mouth. Marley, shout out. Glad you enjoyed it. A little bit of the platinum to finish this one off. Take it home for the boys. Eight, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. 8 cans. We're out of here. Herring Hotline, Season 2, thicker and saltier. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.